Hey, what up fish friends? Michael here with Fresh Flow Aquatics. I'm going to cover the 3 easiest plants for low-tech planted tanks. I love these plants and use them in so many tanks because they're extremely easy to grow and cover every part of the tank, foreground, midground, and background. Plus, they're all really easy to find in local fish stores, though you probably won't find it at a big box store. Hygrophila angustifolia. This is, in my opinion, the easiest aquarium plant to grow. If you're having a hard time finding something to take off, then this is the one to try. I'd wager to bet that it would even grow in your toilet using your phone's flashlight as a light source. Hygrophila angustifolia, or willow hygro, really does resemble willow with its narrow leaves and rusty stems. This is a popular background choice because of how quickly and densely it fills in. Leaves are long and bright green, with strong venation appearing in higher lighting. This variety, Hygrophila angustifolia rubra, has slightly fatter leaves than regular willow hygro. There are so many different species of Hygrophila, known as swampweed, that make for excellent background plants. There's a surprising amount of diversity when it comes to textures and shapes of leaves, but generally, most aquarium species grow large and bushy relatively quickly. Hygrophila can be found across much of the world, but most of the species in the aquarium hobby come from Southeast Asia. Some species thrive in non-native habitats like Hygrophila polysperma, so please be careful to not introduce them into nature, especially if you live somewhere tropical. Willow hygro reaches 2 feet in length or 60 centimeters, which is pretty common for many Hygrophila species. It does well in low to strong lighting. It's often advertised as needing medium to strong lighting, but I found that it will do just fine in low lighting. However, it won't grow very fast. It's important to provide some sort of a nutrient-based substrate for it to root into. Fertilizers will help with the growth of this plant, but it's definitely not required. They prefer a pH of somewhere between 6 and 7.5, but can survive outside that range. A pretty large temperature range of 70 to 82 Fahrenheit or 21 to 28 Celsius, and it's fine with low flow to high flow. To propagate this plant, just take a clipping and plant it in the substrate. If you use this method, you'll have a dense jungle of Hygrophila angustifolia in no time. Something to consider with this group of plants in general is that they grow ridiculously fast in high-tech tanks. Some of the more vigorous species like water wisteria are almost impossible to keep trimmed back. Cryptocoryne or crypt is a diverse genus of plants that goes by the common name of water trumpet. Crypts are rosettes, meaning that the leaves grow in a circular pattern around the base. They come in a wide range of sizes from miniature to giant. Colors and textures of leaves vary depending on the species, anywhere from dark green to bright pink. Cryptocorynes generally make for a really good foreground or midground plant. Even though crypts are really hardy, once established, they do often melt back when introduced into a new aquarium. So don't be alarmed if you buy a lovely crypt and it sheds most or all of its leaves when you put it into your tank. That's pretty normal and they will grow back. Also, crypts are not fans of liquid carbon or algicide products. Using them can sometimes result in loss of leaves or melting. These guys are slow growers at first, but once they become established, they really take off. They're not too picky with water parameters and can thrive in a wide range of conditions. Crypts are native to Southeast Asia. The smallest one is Cryptocoryne parva that gets to about 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters tall. And the tallest one is Cryptocoryne apungitifolia. That grows up to 1.5 feet long, 45 centimeters. Crypts do well in low to high lighting. They can survive in really dim conditions, but also thrive in high lighting. A nutrient-rich substrate is definitely recommended for this plant It's a heavy root feeder, so periodically adding in root tabs will boost their growth big time. Using fertilizer is not going to hurt, but root tabs are much more appreciated. Most species have a really wide range of pH between 6 and 8. They are one of the few aquatic aquarium plants that do well in slightly more basic conditions. An incredibly wide temperature range as a group as well, from 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 30 Celsius. Generally found in quick-moving streams in nature, crypts appreciate having moderate to high flow, otherwise algae is fairly common. Propagating Cryptocoryne takes a while. When the plant reaches maturity, it will send side shoots out and baby plants will bud. Extremely healthy plants can send out a lot of shoots, almost to the point where it begins to take over. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about these two plants, pearlweed and stargrass, but they are a couple of my favorites. Check out the video in the description afterwards to learn about those plants as well. Now moving to another tank to look at Pogostemon stellatus octopus, a type of starwort or water star. Octopus is the variety referring to the fine ring of leaves that look like octopus tentacles. A true stem plant indeed. This plant is a lot more stem than leaf. In low light settings like this tank, leaves mainly grow on the topmost portion of the plant. In larger tanks with higher lighting, this plant grows a beefy main stem with lots of shoots and leaves appearing at each node. The higher the light level, the more red this plant will pick up, often showing up well on the underside of leaves. This is such a hardy plant, a great choice for anyone's first planted tank. It also grows incredibly quickly. Another plant that I would not recommend putting in a high-tech tank. There are a few species of Pogostemon in the aquarium trade, most growing pretty tall and being a lot more demanding than this species. Pogostemon stellatus octopus originates from Thailand and Laos, or maybe other parts of Southeast Asia as well. It grows to at least 2 feet tall or 60 centimeters. It does well in low to high lighting. They can survive fairly dim conditions, but growing will really slow down and you won't see any of that red color either. Some sort of soil is recommended and additional fertilizer will help but is not necessary. It does well in a pretty typical pH range of 6.5 to 7.5, but it can do well outside that as well. Temperature from 70 to 82 Fahrenheit or 21 to 28 Celsius. It's fine with almost no flow to very high levels of flow. However, too much flow will cause it to bend over and grow sideways, but that will not stop it from growing. As far as propagating, all you have to do is pluck off side shoots from the main stem and plant them in the soil. This is one of the most prolific side shooters I've ever come across. Topping it will encourage even more shoots. Get ready for a jungle. That's it for my 3 easiest low-tech plants. If you learned something, please hit that like or sub button, watch another video. It'll help me in the whole algorithm world, all that stuff. Let me know if you have any questions. Until next time, see ya.